Do you realize that once your desire is formulated in your own mind, once you know that you desire something, it's underway? So much has come before that point that you often do not even realize, because you got into the receptive mode, you usually don't know how, and you received the impulse or the inclination for that desire. But so much happened before that happened. And once that happened, since so much has already happened, once that's happened, once you know that you desire something, it's underway. Can you grasp that? Does that make some sort of sense to you? We want it to, because if you can get that, if that we just said to you makes sense to you, if you really believe it, if you really understand that once this experience has caused a formulated desire to be in your conscious mind, so much momentum has already taken place that it is a sure thing that it must come to full fruition, to the see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, where you can see it and recognize it and experience it, and others who are looking on in your direction can witness it too. But sometimes, even though the desire has formulated within you, even though it's vivid and it's real, you have other thoughts that surround it. That thought came in a sort of a flash, but then other thoughts that you've been practicing sort of bury it deep in the resistance. Thoughts like, oh, I can't do that, or I don't know anybody that's done that, or hardly anybody ever gets to do that, or this isn't something that my family has ever experienced, or this is so new to me, or I'm not qualified, or I'm not ready, or I'm not worthy, in other words, there are thoughts that you sometimes, you don't mean to, pile in on top of that. And it turns out, it's always been this way, but it's just sort of occurring to more and more of you, that your thoughts matter a lot. Your thoughts matter a lot, because what you think is a vibration that law of attraction is responding to. So what you think, and even more important, how you feel about what you think, equals your point of attraction, and everything that comes to you is controlled by that. Sometimes you don't realize that you have control of what comes to you, but it's always because you haven't practiced yet control of your own thought. If you're like most people, you let what's going on in your environment control your thought. We love you so much. You know what's coming next. But you are reactionary beings. You're reactors to conditions. And we understand why you would be, because things that are manifested, that's what your life is. In other words, your life is all that is surrounding you, and you've come as this fully manifested being capable of seeing and hearing and so forth, because you want to experience life in this way. You want to experience this leading edge version of life, this leading edge physically manifested version of life. You know, there's a whole lot of life that isn't fully manifested, but everything that is non-physical is experiencing with you this fully manifested life. We're all out here on this leading edge together. So we understand, in fact, we recommend that you embrace fully the physicality of your experience. We want you to devour it with all of your ability to translate vibration through your eyes and ears and nose and fingertips and so on. We want you to feel and see and hear and taste this life experience. It's what you were born to do. It's why you were born. It's what you wanted when you came. But in order to do that purposefully, in order to do that deliberately, it is so beneficial to have a basis of understanding of how it all works. And so that's what we've been about for a long time, explaining to you that you are vibrational beings, even though you do see. The reason you see is because you translate vibration, but you don't know you're translating vibration. You're just seeing. You're just experiencing the end results of being able to translate that vibration. And because there are so many things that you are experiencing just automatically, your physical mechanism was born doing those things, you don't realize that you have an emotional system within you that is the guidance about the most important vibration, which is the vibration of the relationship between you and who you really are. So here's how it works. Quickly. Many of you could say this as well as we are about to. And therefore, we're going to say it fast. You were non-physical energy before you came into this physical body. You were pure, positive, non-physical energy, non-resistant energy. You were consciousness, and you had a very explicit reason for wanting a part of that consciousness to be born into this physical body. So here you are, splat, in this physical body. And now, here you are exploring all of the variety around you, the contrast of what you are living, knowing what you don't want, and therefore knowing what you do want. And with all of that deciphering, even before you were able to speak, all of that deciphering, even while you are able to speak but may not be speaking about it, all of that witnessing of life, you are offering continual rockets of desire as you, importantly, come to your specific and personal conclusions about what you would prefer from where you stand. That matters so much. So you launch these rockets of desire, many of them unconsciously, not even realizing that you are launching them. Unconsciously meaning not speaking it out loud yet. Knowing that when someone's rude, you'd like them to be nicer, and knowing that when you don't feel good, you'd like to feel better, and knowing when you don't have enough of something that you'd like more of it, and knowing when you've got too much of something that you don't want, that you would like less of it. In other words, you are knowing, you are sifting through, and you are launching these rockets of desire. And therefore, usually, unbeknownst to you, you have created a vibrational version of the better world that you wish to live in. The better world that you personally wish to live in, where people are nicer to you and you are nicer to them, where you are feeling free and so are they, where you are in your differences co-creating with one another for the benefit of the whole, where you are evolving as a species and as an individual. So there is a vibrational version of you that we wanted to bring to your conscious awareness, and so we began focusing on it, pointing at it. You say, oh, there's that invisible circle that Abraham draws on the floor all the time. But we're wanting you to realize that there is a vibrational version. We've even given it a name. We called it at first your vibrational reality, because it is a reality whether you are consciously aware of it or not. And then we began calling it the vortex. It's this place, a vortex, because law of attraction is causing this synergistic gathering of all cooperative components. And so, even though you've given birth to all of these components of a nicer world, of a better world for you, of more abundance, of a better feeling body, of relationships that are pleasing to you, all of these things that you've been synthesizing from life and knowing that you want and launching these rockets, this is a vibrational reality that inner being part of you that we were talking about a moment ago stands as the full being of. That you has become. And even though you can't see it necessarily, you do have the ability to feel it, to sense it, to know it through your emotions. In other words, you can feel when you're in sync with that. You can feel when you feel invincible. You can feel when you feel sure-footed. You can feel when you feel divinely inspired. You can feel when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and you can feel when you're not. And this alignment, this allowing, this being, the vibrational being that you were born to be and that you have already created, this state of being is what we are today calling the receptive mode. In other words, it's your recognition, your conscious tuning to the frequency of that state of being. Now, what comes next? Jerry, Esther's beloved, who made his transition a while ago. Jerry was always talking to Esther about how do thoughts turn to things? How does it happen? How does this world exist? How do these physical things be? Where did they come from? How do they be? He and Esther read the Seth books for a long while before they began having this Abraham experience. And Seth said, you create your own reality. And Jerry said, I accept it, but how? Seth said, your point of power is in the present. And Jerry said, I sort of kind of get that, but what do you mean by that? And then we've spent all of these nearly 30 years since that explaining how it is that you create your own reality. How do these thoughts turn to things? How does the vibration that you have launched just through the living of life, how does it become a vibrational realization? How does the idea turn into a car in your garage? How does the desire of your heart turn into a relationship that is so fulfilling and satisfying? How do you get these things you want, get them in the fully manifested way? And as humans, you've struggled with this for a while, especially those like you who label yourselves as more of the spiritual bent. In other words, you war with one another over the materialistic world versus the spiritual world. And we want to say to you, there is no more spiritual world than this fully manifested world in which you are living. Because this manifestation is the promise of what you call spirit. This manifestation is the leading edge of the thought that you were born thinking, you see. And so we want to help you be deliberate in your creation. So this message has evolved over time with your help, with the help of your asking. And today it's going to evolve further, and tomorrow further still, because you are a group of those who are really on the leading edge. You are a group who are asking new questions from your now understanding of who you are. We want to say to you that you were source energy before you came into this physical body, and now that you're in this physical body, you're sifting and sorting, you're launching new rockets, and you've created a vibrational reality. Pretty fast, huh? You have created a vibrational reality that really is everything that you want so far. But there is a vibrational reality that you have not, if you are like most normal humans. There's a vibrational reality that you have not allowed yourself yet to witness, to realize. But you could with just a little vibrational tweaking. You could if you understood that this is a vibrational universe and that you are a vibrational offerer and that your emotions tell you what you're offering vibrationally. So in these days that are today and tomorrow, as we are chewing together with you, it is our desire that you come into full knowing of how you can bring from this vibrational reality that we are calling a vortex into your full experience all of these manifestations that you desire. We want each and every one of them to be experienced fully by you. But even more important, we want you to have fun in the conscious, deliberate turning of those thoughts to things. We want you to take pleasure in achieving a vibrational integrity with what you want. We want you to become a master at maintaining that vibrational harmony with who you are and what you want. We want you to maintain, and it is a mastery that's required from practice that we will do together, a vibrational harmony with what's in your vortex or in your vibrational reality that then will allow law of attraction to move you through time and space in an exciting and fulfilling, adventurous journey where you will know for sure the importance of you, where you'll feel for sure the blessedness that is you. And most of all, from our perspective, you will feel the togetherness of us with you in the unfolding of all of that. We want you to realize that you are not alone. We have been haunting you and you don't even know it. You are not alone. We are with you in your thoughts and ideas and desires. And it is our knowing that all things that you have consciously realized that you desire are very close to becoming fulfilled in that full manifestational way. And we want to show you how. In the early days, we said to you that if you have a desire that you believe, then it's done. If you want it and believe it, then it's coming into place. You're witnessing the unfolding of it right before your eyes. We want you to realize that there is an absolute process of your thoughts or desires turning into experiences. We want you to feel what it feels like to have launched lots of pieces of it, sort of like putting the ingredients of a cake into a pot. So as you put each of those ingredients in, it was not that satisfying. Flour is not thrilling. As you dump that stuff in a little bit at a time, still, it's just a sort of gooey mess. But with the right understanding and with the right ingredients and with the right temperature, you can turn that stuff into something that is truly pleasing. And while this analogy is scanty, we want you to get the sense that you have been putting all kinds of ingredients in your vortex pot. And it's time for you to cook it up into something that is really pleasing for you.